Although it's showing that I'm making noise, so I'm just going to assume it's making noise. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to mess around with Fusion. Fusion is help me with this because I'm doing it right. So Fusion is a search engine by Lucidworks, and it's a search engine based on top of Solar, which is based on top of Lucene. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to start a series of episodes. This will be the first episode, so we're going to try to do one of these once a week, where we just sit down and we just hack live. That's the general idea. And we'll get down the particulars of the, production of the videos and things like that later. So this is going to be really rough, but we should have a good time, so we're not going to take it too seriously.
Live from San Francisco on top of the Lucidworks building.
That's right. I think I have to click on you. Yeah, we are on the top, aren't we?
Yeah, we are on the top.
Yeah, we're on the top. We're on the top floor, right? And on the 8th floor overlooking Market Street, but whatever, you're not going to get to see any of that. So, so I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, and whenever you're ready to start transmitting, I think you can just click on you maybe. So try that, and it should flip to you. So click on the you. Maybe I'm in control of it, I guess. So now see if you can broadcast your screen. So you're going to go over here to this thing right here, yeah, and then you're going to entire screen, yeah, and then and there's the view, endless view, right?
That's right.
And then you're going to go, to the shell maybe that you had open, yeah, the server shell. It's right here. I think you could just click on this. One, you got the entire screen open, which is probably not a good idea, but whatever. And then maybe full size, and then make the font a little bit bigger. Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Okay, so I guess so we have we've got an app which is a Flask app that I have running on my laptop. So whenever we're ready to connect up to Fusion,
right?
So I figured what we're going to do with Fusion first is I don't know how to do this, and perhaps you do.
Okay.
And so that what we need to do is we're going to try to crawl a website.
Okay.
And then with Fusion, because we've got Fusion running on Google Cloud.
Okay.
On my account.
And we'll just set up a web crawler to crawl that site and index that content.
Right. So maybe we can just crawl. Well, I actually set it up earlier to crawl Lucidworks. Okay. So it's already there, but we're going to have to blow that away. And then we're going to try to, before we index the data, we're going to try to call a webhook.
Okay.
So that's that's the objective for today. But we might be able to do that. We might not be able to do it. And then I have a little cheap web app that I've got running that we could try to call the endpoint in Fusion.
Right.
Right. To get the data out.
Okay.
So that's all we're really going to try to do.
I'm excited.
Can you show me how to do that?
I will do my best.
Okay, good. Okay. All right.
What am I doing? So that's fine. Okay. So
that's fine. I can see that just fine, yeah.
And now, do I sound too, maybe?
I think you're fine. I can see your volume.
Okay.
Your volume looks okay.
It was too loud in my ears. So.
I got you. I couldn't hear anything on my end, so who knows if people
I think the volumes. I think we're doing good now.
Yeah.
With the sound. So I'm gonna keep that there. All right. So you want me to open up the Fusion instance, in the browser, right?
Sure.
Hide this because we don't need to see that, right?
Right. We don't need to see that.
And I know you sent me that in Slack.
I think it's that Fusion one right there in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe not.
No, that's.
I know you sent it to me before.
Oh, it's in Getter, so it's that first tab. So we have our Getter account open, and it should be in here, right?
Oh.
Maybe if you refresh the page. Oh, there we go.
This one? No.
It's that one. It's that one right there.
Yeah. All right, now that we're back in action,
why don't you maximize that?
And you did it in the default collection.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to go to, and you said you already created a data source. And I'm just going to open up a query workbench just to see what's going on in here. Because you said we're going to blow it away, the data.
Yep,
okay,
yep,
so
yep,
we got
yep.
some 2,000 documents in here.
So maybe we can talk a little bit here while we're looking at this, a little bit about what we're wanting to accomplish. So it's crawled a whole bunch of web pages on our website, right? 2,300 web pages. And so what would a sample search look like? Can we get that here? Can we get a view of what things look like?
Yeah, why did my screen just do that again? Okay, there, that's better. So a sample data set. So this is outputting, kind of looking at sort of the query pipeline. It's just gonna output the full field list. So I'm gonna cancel that so we can see a little bit more. Starting with the body. So you're getting the text, obviously, of the body of the HTML document, some various char sets, the fetch date, the ID of the document. Usually during a web crawl, the ID, not usually, the ID of during a web crawl is the URL itself. So
I see.
you get that, so you can easily go back. Various other things, last modified, the length of the content, it's HTML, where who's the parent of the document, the title if it's extracted, getting various other metadata from the tab, from the headers and whatnot.
Is that little snippet that's returned, like when you search for stuff on Google, you're going to get back look at the title and a date and then a little snippet, right? And so what's going to be used by default would be the body.
Right. I think, yeah, that would be used. That's going to be used by the body. I think how it's done here is, I mean, within Fusion, you should be able to go in and make some, it's essentially printing out, that looks like it's some kind of title within Lucidworks. And then I don't know what web Lucidworks com default is. Maybe that is.
But I mean, this is going to give me back
source.
What we're looking at is it's going to give us back a JSON object when we hit the API endpoint.
Yeah, and
we can ask for a JSON, and then we just choose what we want.
Right.
And so in this case, what we're going to do is we want to take the content and turn it into something smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Using an API call.
Okay. So to turn it into something smaller, you mean just like truncate the body, or?
Yeah, like we just truncate the body, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have, let me show what I was gonna, so there's this site called Summarize Everything. And so you just, you paste in whatever you want here.
Right.
And then it summarizes it. And you can type in the URL, so we could actually tell it to go to Lucidworks. And not actually go to Lucidworks, but to summarize it. And I think it actually doesn't summarize. Yeah, it doesn't summarize the site very well. I don't know why. And for some odd reason, it doesn't summarize Lucidworks. But we could have it summarize something else, like news.y. I don't know if we'll summarize the site or not.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know what you, okay.
Yeah, the source is too short, but it does work. I have a site, Wisdom, I think it actually works. Yeah, there we go. It's got some quote from Satoshi Nakamoto on there, right? So the number of sentences, you can request this to give you a number of sentences. So you can just say, I want one sentence, and it'll give you that sentence. Okay. So that's sort of like I think what we want to try to accomplish today is like this call their API.
Okay.
So I guess the first thing to do is sort of talk about how we get involved in the indexing pipeline. Like we've got something crawling, so we have a web crawler in Fusion crawling something because we told it to.
Right.
But there's this point where before it goes in, actually indexes it and puts it in the database, that we're going to have it ask it to do something with that page. That would be the idea. Okay. That we would try to do that. But okay. The reason why I thought this would be interesting to do is because I don't really know how to do that. Okay. And that seems like a good reason to maybe share that with other people that also might not know how to do that. That's the whole point of streaming, is to do stuff you don't know how to do, and learn and hopefully teach somebody else.
I mean, I think I've had various other clients ask me the similar, how would you do that? I remember doing something similar with the Google Maps, where I took, all I got is like an address. And so I wanted to get the actual longitude and latitude because I wanted to build a map. I forget, it was like something with the Texas criminal data instead. And it was the same thing. Call out a web call and then retrieve some data, which is going to be the coordinates, and then input that into a field. Yep. And this is something. This is exactly. Well, we're not inputting coordinates or addresses, but we're just passing in.
Right.
So how
are you still broadcasting?
I think so.
Yeah, there you are.
Yes.
No. Yeah, that's you.
That's me.
Yeah, you're looking at the summary page, right?
So paste a URL here.
So they have an API. So
that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. So, and what I'll do is while you're starting to work on figuring out how to interrupt it, like grab it and make the call, I'll give you the API call in the Gitter channel.
Okay. Well, then let's get started then.
Okay.
Because so first of all, let's go to back to the data source. And right from the data source, we know which indexing pipeline we're going to use. And it's the default pipeline. How about, let's do this. Let's just let's not mess with default. I'm going to create a new pipeline. I don't know why I keep double clicking. And then I'm going to call, this is the data source for default. Okay. And I'm going to leave everything as is, but I'm going to add a new stage. And hopefully, no. Is that what we're calling it now? A REST query? Okay, so we're gonna use the REST query index pipeline stage, and basically it's an RPC. Basically, what it does is you have some endpoints, you give it some parameters, if there's any headers that necessary, and it will bring back you can get the result. When you get the results back, you can map that to the results to a particular field.
So you've got.
So for you,
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I wish this was a little. Can I hide?
So this is actually something. This is what this is for.
This is exactly what this is for. Yeah.
Interesting. And how do you pull out the query parameters? Property name, property value. Oh, interesting.
And then I'm going to add a logging stage as well, just so we can see what the output of the For debugging.
I got you. Okay.
Basically.
And so I think I've got so here's the summary. This is for a URL.
Okay.
But one thing that I noted was that like summary wasn't like, I assume that we're going to crawl our webpage again, like lucidworks.com's webpage, but summary wasn't pulling anything out of that. So I think we could actually pass them the description or the content, the page content, right?
Right.
So let me look at the API for that. So summarize text. So you would do it with S with break.
So is it returning JSON or XML?
It's going to return JSON. So here's
okay, cool.
Yeah. So I actually just
how well is your XPath?
What's that mean? I mean, I sort of know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
Okay.
You.
How did you get to that?
Yeah, so I pasted that.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, and I'll show it here. I took control for just a second. You can click in the getter channel.
I got it.
Yeah, and then that just actually hit the URL. So maybe we could just index up my website just because we know it works. So we'll blow away the crawl of Lucidworks.
Okay.
And then we can use this. And then that way we can just use the URLs instead of trying to figure out if we need to paste the text in special or anything like that. We can just paste it like this.
I'm going to do a check for sound just in case. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're, as long as the little buttons are.
Right.
Whoa! I love that. Okay, I'm going back to you, so you're.
Okay, so do I need to do anything or no?
Well, you can do whatever you were going to do that. Now you have the URL, right? So you want to get back into, the.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you just
Fusion UI.
This is cool, by the way. I just want to let you know.
Yeah, streaming's awesome, right? That's totally awesome.
A wise man once told me, if you want to talk, just talk. So
that's right. I like doing these and not really get too much worry into how it's going. So.
Okay, so let's start off with the easy stuff, like the label. So this is summary, right?
Yep.
Summary.
Yeah.
RPC stage. All right. And the endpoint is it this?
That is it. And you need the key, but then you're going to pass it the URL, right? SN URL is going to be passed separately, I would assume. So I would just copy down to where it says the ampersand.
You mean
I would go down to this ampersand right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think we're.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a get.
It is a get.
Query parameters. I mean, I think I can just do this.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
And I'll just do some. We even have music.
We do have music. I mean, it's what you get when you're on Market Street. Now, so can you tell it to call it with another property?
Yeah.
Like a custom property that it got from.
We're gonna figure it out.
Yep.
Okay. So now I'm gonna get rid of this, and then there's
one more, which is the URL, which we're gonna need to change for each page.
Okay.
Right?
So this is this. Okay. Oh.
Surely it's going to call it with context, right? Go back to the UI and let's see what it's. I didn't even know you could do anything.
Request protocol headers, simulation mode. Okay, so I want to.
What's the field mapping stuff? Just out of curiosity, this stuff. Right
Oh, that so when the a pipeline doc, essentially what happens is when you push a document to the indexing to index pipeline, a pipeline document is created out of that document.
Oh, I
it's
see.
a representation, so it's just passed from stage to stage.
I got you.
The field mapping is specifically the source to target mapping that you want to rename a field or something.
I got you.
Like that. Change your value. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so if I'm using the RPC stage, I want to be able to grab a particular field. How do I get that to do that?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I figured that something like this might come up. I mean, obviously, this is creating a configuration as well, right?
Right.
But so maybe if you can, let's see, add new pipeline stage, so pipeline ID.
I mean, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
So document transformation, Apache Tika parser. We got some choices in here.
Yeah. Include document. So if you're not
I'm going to switch to my screen real quick, just so that I can sort of talk to. There's a lot of choices in here.
Okay.
What did you do? You were going to do a REST query, right?
Yes.
A REST query. So add results of a REST RPC call to the documents.
I'm going to look up something on Lucidworks. REST query. I'm pretty sure.
I'm thinking the property value might be a template or something like that. Templated? I mean, I'm not sure whether you can say.
Up that.
Yeah.
The parameters can also take variable substitution expressions.
Yeah, there we go.
Variables expressed as field name. Where field name is the name of the current document's field. So do we have a URL?
So you're looking at the docs here, right? We do have, we're going to have it's going to be the URL, right?
Okay.
That it's crawling. So where did you find that?
Sorry, it is.
Sorry, I was on my screen, but.
It's Fusion Docs under the indexing pipeline.
Oh, okay. Okay. We actually have instructions for this. Beautiful.
Now, it was either that I was gonna while you were sharing your screen, I was gonna jump on Slack and ask. So I'm just gonna go over here for a second and look to see what if I'm assuming it's called URL, but it could just be ID. I don't see.
Oh yeah, it's ID. Yeah, it's totally ID. Right.
I mean, if we want to do like mapping to like, we'll just say
that's the page
ID.
though, right?
Yeah, that's the page.
Yeah, that's ID.
What was I doing? I'm in the same screen.
Index pipelines.
And then
What are you doing there? So you've got at the bottom, you've got multiple windows opening.
Right.
So you're switching between index pipelines and the query pipeline,
and the query
workbench.
Right, the query workbench and the data source configuration, just so I can get like just quick views of things. I'm working with all three of them. Sometimes you can see I have a tendency to open up a lot of tabs. So
yeah, we all do, I think. But I mean, I kind of wondered about the UI being like this, and I guess it works well because they're all the index pipeline and the query workbench and the data sources are all related.
Right.
So you have to slide back. You're sort of sliding back and forth through the pipeline, right?
Right.
Okay.
I mean, it's just how. That's usually how it works. Like because the data for me is like a logical flow. Like there's a data source. I want to know what's going on in the index pipeline and probably the parsers, and then probably my query.
Yep.
So we had a
I'll tell you what it is. It's SM_URL is the property name.
and then we're going to say $sign curly bracket, and it was ID. And let me just relook at that. Trusty. Okay.
Yep.
All right, there we go. You can even be fancy with the query. So we are being fancy with it. There we go.
And then
any header? Is there anything that we need to worry about?
no, but we do have a limit on the calls that we can make to the summary API, which is 100 per day. So we don't want to do it with Lucidworks' site, so we would want to make sure we don't turn it on for that yet.
So usually this is what. And I'm glad you said that. So what I usually do is we can pick a particular URL to crawl or a couple of URLs to crawl, or we can just say we'll limit it to if you go back to the data source and go.
So you're going to advanced mode there.
Right. I clicked on the advanced. Sorry. I'll show that one more time. There it is. It's green. And then scroll down. And to limit documents.
Oh, I got you.
And so -1 means unlimited. We could just say, just give me 5 documents, and we can say a maximum depth of 2. So it'll follow that path.
Okay.
We can do that, and I will save that just for the sake of it. We could also just in here we could pick a particular start link.
Yeah, let's actually do my website.
Okay.
Yeah, I say my website. It's just some website I've got up, right? So it's HTTPS, and then wisdom.sh. It's just a real simple
like that.
Yeah, it's an App Engine app. It's going to return some pages, and I know it works with the summary API, so I tested it with it. So.
All right. I think that okay.
And then, do we need to get rid of the existing content?
Okay. I'm gonna say that. Is this is a web crawl, right? I wonder what the ID is going to be.
I don't know. Let's find out. Let's look dangerous.
Okay.
All right.
I think I need to do a couple more things though. I'm gonna add some debug information. Okay. So the path that we need now we need to fill out this mapping.
What is that?
So you returned. Where was that?
Oh, I see.
It was that JSON.
Yeah, the JSON. Yeah. It's in the getter. I think yeah, let me actually just post it in the getter.
There it is. Here it is. I got it.
And I'll just put it in here for people if they want to go look at what this said.
Okay. So it's just returning root. There's no root. So what is the piece that we want to get from here? I'm gonna have to. Okay. So we're trying to get the summary.
Yep.
And
so I guess what we want back is the SM API content. Right.
Why don't I see that?
Because I'm that one right there.
All right. So now X for this. I want to say it's that. But then I think I'm gonna go look back at the instructions because that's what they're for. Mapping rules. Actually, it's assumed that a node list, and each return node is. // Ooh, okay, so it has to be in this sort of notation. But I don't have. Okay. Result. If this was in a JSON structure, result doc1.
Oh, I see. So it would come
back.
back. So it's going to be, I see. So it's been a while since I've done that. So the result, so the result's flat. So it's a //sm_API_content,
And
right?
then I'm just going to call it the same name.
Okay. And that's just going to create a new target field for us inside the index, right?
Right. It's going to create a field.
Yeah.
And I'll call it _t for text.
I
So
gotcha.
in Solar, we have dynamic fields. _t is a text _general, which it does standard tokenizer lowercasing. And if we had stop words, it would remove the stop words, but we don't.
Okay, cool.
A pin to existing value in target field? No. Add as an XML fragment? No. We're just going to do this and
hope it works.
It's going to work. I hope. Okay.
I'm going to steal your power.
Okay.
Please take it dead. The stream goes offline.
Okay. You got it. Okay. All right. And let's just prove that I removed everything, and I did. I just cleared the data source.
Okay.
And you said 5 with wisdom, saved it, and let's just do this. All right. So I'm going to start it. And you can click on job history, and you see it's running, and shouldn't be taking too long, but nothing failed. Input to output to. That's a good sign. Go over here to the query workbench. What? Okay, good. So fastening on title. Maybe I'll give you one better instead of the when you fasten on a text field that ends up happening. I'm pointing and you can't see me pointing.
Oh, I see.
If you do it on a string, though.
Oh, I see.
It will do that.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. So that's like the title of the page, right? Yeah.
And there's a body.
And so you're looking for your result.
And it was SN something.
I think you just passed it, didn't you? Well, maybe not.
Okay, I can tell if here. Here's a good way to do it. So we can do a SM. I can just paste it. T. So I'm saying.
Oh, I see. You want all documents to have that.
Okay, so no documents contain that.
I got you.
What happened? Well,
yeah.
we can. This is what we're gonna do.
So now we're on the server.
Emacs? Probably not. I'm an Emacs user.
One of those, huh? Whatever, man. I'm not judging you.
Log. Okay. And I can never remember if it's log or logs, but it's log. Bar log. And then we are going to look in. So the API, so the indexing pipeline, you should be able to see that in the connector log or the API log. The output. I did put debug shift G. Okay. This is about the extent of mine. I'm just looking for the output. Here, I don't see anything. You know what? Here, let's just do this.
It's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. There. Let's do this. Tail dash head log API log. All right. Okay. What I want to do is this. Okay, you can see my screen. I know that's bad, but I'm gonna redo it. So I'm gonna clear the data source. I'm gonna watch the logs as they come out.
And I would note that in the I'm sorry, every time I do that, it does that, but because I'm switching it. But and I would note in the summary, it's saying that I only have made 2 requests in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
So with my key, so then I would assume that that was you and I. You hit it, right?
Yeah.
And I hit it, and then that was it.
Right.
So on the web page, right? So maybe it's not calling it yet.
Okay. Well, let's see what's happening then.
Oh, I'm gonna switch back to you. Sorry.
So it's running. Let's stop. This is
because we set it to 2, right? The crawl depth was 2, right?
Right. All right. Do I need? Does it require any sort of like if I hit this, what like if I go to this URL, what happens?
It's just going to pull up my website.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Then okay. Obviously, they're getting the content.
Yeah, we got the content back. It's just not hitting the. It's not hitting that thing, right?
Right. We're gonna take a look at this. Okay. So this is what I meant. I should have done this I should have done this for. So I'm gonna add a logging stage. And
oh, interesting. So you can log in between.
Right.
Gotcha.
And it always saves at the top, I believe. But
yep.
Then you just move it. All right. So
that just does all logging.
It does all. It'll just log out everything. It'll give the pipeline document.
When you say when you tell it to log, where does it log to?
It will log. It will log in the API.
So you're looking at that already. You're already tailing that right now.
I am.
All right. So
Why do I need to?
I think you had it again. But,
yeah. You can move that, and then just say, go back. Clear.
There we go. Entity must not be null for HTTP method put.
Let's debug. It's not showing. Let's look in the connector log, maybe. Here we go. Aha! Parent folder does not exist. What? I'm trying
to get your mouse.
Yeah.
I don't know where your mouse is. It's because we're streaming.
It did not. Okay. So something's up with Fusion data connectors probably uses web.
Oh, interesting. So there's like not a directory, isn't there, for maybe where it saves it content or something like that.
That's the crawl DB.
Mm-hmm.
Uncaught exception in thread. This is Okay.
Search is hard. There's a lot of stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is why we're doing this.
Okay. I'm not seeing the log output though. Let's do this. Let's do this. Which is what I should do anyway. Configure data source. Let's load it. This is the index workbench. So we'll go here. Now this okay. So simulates crawling that site. I don't want to use that. Oh, that's the parser stage. That's the.
So is it using default instead of? Say we're on the right pipeline.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's see. Now let's.
So kind of explain what you did. You moved over to the index workbench.
I moved over to the index workbench because I didn't want to keep doing that. Right. This basically simulates will simulate the job running on
the stuff that it's already got.
Right.
I gotcha. Okay. Did it stick our new?
No, I still don't see. Let me check the log again. Something's up with that.
Well, how about we? So maybe if we were using the wrong pipeline, we should just like start over.
Yeah.
You want to do that? Yeah. Can we clear everything? How do you? How do you just wipe
that? I can't believe that.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, that's just.
No,
so kind of explain what, like we needed to actually have it used.
Right.
Pipeline,
We were
right?
using the
default pipeline.
Instead of this one. Okay.
So how did like in this context, we've got a data source, which is right. Okay. So we have a data source, and then we're going to tell it to use this data source, and then put it in this pipeline. Right, which is what we've done now. And before we were using the other one, right? Okay. And do we still have in this one? We still have the right URL in here. The start links are still the same. They're still the same. Okay. All right.
And let's just check that.
Yeah.
Everything's
Okay.
Take two.
Take two.
All right. Clear data source. Yes.
We'll go back
and verify that data source is cleared. Not like that.
And there shouldn't be anything coming back. There's not. Yeah, it seems.
All right. So
and then web Lucidworks com default has that pipe that
has the RPC stage.
And how did you tell it to use the lucidworks.com default pipeline? Is it these two are hooked together?
Oh, you mean when I was in the indexing when I was in the indexing workbench, I hit apply and save, and it automatically saved it for me.
I see.
Because I was like, wait a second. But then I looked at that, but then I remembered that's what I did. Okay, so everything's done. I'm gonna do it one more time to see, and
run. Maybe we'll get. That's why we weren't getting logs, right?
That might be why.
This is Google's weird shell thing, so some of the control stuff doesn't work.
That's what I
we're in
wanted to
business.
see.
Yeah, this page is too long to retrieve. That's good. I think that's an error from
RPC response. These are all honest.
there's the body value, right?
That's
Like this thing, yeah.
right.
So this is logging.
This is the
crawl.
pipeline document
Yeah,
that
gotcha.
we're getting from. Okay, so here's the ID. So we should see. This is coming at. I think I made a mistake. One more mistake.
Oh, it's okay. We're fixing them.
Too many logging stages.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna remove yourself, right?
Maybe.
And I'm gonna save you.
That's tricky underneath that little pop-up.
Yeah.
Let's put a pop-up over a button.
Exactly.
No, I like putting pop-ups over buttons. I mean, it's a way of doing things. So do we tell it to recrawl it?
No, not yet. Hold on. Let me this. Oh, stop it, Michael.
Mm-hmm. It's impressive.
All right.
Joy of a web shell.
All right. Now.
You're gonna delete the data source. Yeah. And then we're gonna start it.
There it goes. There it is. Okay. So we're looking for.
What does that mean? Page too long to retrieve. That's not.
Where did you see that?
It's at the very bottom. SMI API error 3. The page is too long to retrieve.
I don't know what that means.
Well, that's an API error from summary.
Right.
So what page?
Oh,
what's
maybe
the,
that's
what's
what
the
it-
ID? Can you give me the ID of that one? So scroll. It looks like it's the terms. The terms page. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and do a.
Let me.
I'm gonna flip to my screen.
It's
And
the privacy page.
Privacy page.
/privacy.
Yeah. So this is some fault of the API probably, right? Oh, look. So it's giving me the same thing here. The page is too long to retrieve. SM length. So terms. Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, here we go. So it's giving me terms. It's not giving me this.
Okay.
Now it's giving it to me. Waited 2 extra seconds due to API free mode. Well, that's what it's doing, is it's throttling us.
Oh.
The API is throttling us, so they don't want you making a request real quick. So maybe we should just index one
Oh,
page.
that's all that. So the response. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to pay for it. So I could pay for it, but then
That would be fun.
no. So why don't we just limit it to 1 page? Can we do that?
Okay, we can.
Yeah. So maybe just limit it to the first page or something like that.
One and one.
So we're starting out on the okay. So clear data source. Yeah.
And okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. That was their error message for when something went wrong.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Here we go. How come you can't see what you're typing?
I don't know. I my screen.
Is it because it's too big? or-
Maybe, but I'm trying. Now I'm trying to. Yeah.
You maybe pop that out. Pop it out of the.
How do I? It won't let me do.
Oh, yeah. You have to do like some. I don't know what they do whenever they do that. I have no idea. It's Google. Google shell thing.
I think we're still getting.
Is that the last? Oh, you're like zoomed or something strangely. That's bizarre. You're not zoomed in.
How do I get
Disconnect from that maybe. So you can just actually go back to it and then do a Command W. It's not working. Yeah. Yes. Now go back to your browser.
Okay.
And then you're going to go to the compute. Yeah, compute. And then you're going to click on SSH. Yeah.
Box had their box purpose yesterday. I was talking to one of our clients. They attended. They got to shake Neil deGrasse's hand and all that.
Oh, nice.
Speaking there. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So we're back again.
That's really cool. I saw him here, actually right across the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he came into the city like last year, a year and a half ago, he was here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's still around this week.
Can you make your font a little bit bigger?
Yeah.
Please. Oh no! Is that what was? So shrink it and then shrink it back. The command minus, shrink it back. Yeah.
Okay.
Was it?
I'm gonna pop it out here.
All right.
And then move it there. Okay. It's still too small.
It looks fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. We have one subscriber, so that's okay. It happens.
We'll work on that next time.
So that's where you got your cup.
No, I've had this for.
Wait a minute. So we gotta like I'm gonna say I'm gonna stop screen sharing.
Okay.
Yeah. And then then show us your mug. Oh, hold on, I got it. Okay. Nice.
I'm a fan of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
So am I. What's up with his name though? It's like it's not Neil Tyson.
Yeah,
it's Neil
it's
deGrasse Tyson. Yeah.
I want to say Tyson.
Yeah, seriously.
So I think we might still be getting that error, but let's test it out one more time. Okay. I'm just gonna do this. Let's see. Clear. Mm-hmm. See. Yeah, we're still getting that. I don't see the closed response though.
And can we actually see the request that we're making by any chance? Is it probably not logging that?
We should be.
Let me do a couple of requests here to them and see.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still working here. I wonder if we should. We got SM URL in there, right? Let's see what happens if we do this. Variables is the error. And then if our code is wrong, what happens? And the invalid API key error comes up. So it's definitely. Oh, here it is. The page is too long to retrieve. It says that to me again. Right. We should pick another site.
Okay.
Maybe it's having problems periodically with.
I mean, theoretically, I could start up a simple HTTP server.
We could do that. Text is too short. It's on Lucidworks.
But why is it return? Because I'm not returning. Okay. Hey,
Why don't we
Why don't we
just
just do this?
I got it.
It's
It's still coming back
as
as
JSON, right?
What do we
What do
care?
we care what it's returning? We just want to prove the fact that this is how you do it.
Yeah.
So let's just say
let's
change the mapping. Like what does it actually return? So let's say API message.
SM underscore API underscore message. But that's not always there though, right?
Right.
It's strange because like I'm requesting it, I'll request it, and then it says page too long to retrieve. Maybe we could just find a site that's actually okay for retrieving. I'm trying to think of a very simple page that would be okay for retrieving. It wouldn't be, controversial. Those. I mean, we could go to, it could be reddit.com, I suppose, which is sort of somewhat. Who knows what we're
There's
going
nothing
to
controversial on Reddit.
There's nothing controversial on Reddit at all. Yeah, it's giving me a hard time. Oh, well, here we go. It worked. So I guess we can just crawl the front page of Reddit. It's making me wait a couple extra seconds. Yeah, there we go. Reddit seems to be working. So let's crawl Reddit.
Okay.
And let's just do the front page of Reddit. Did it pick up anything? Oh, interesting. So the page is too long to retrieve. So it actually returns some entity text.
Right.
Okay, well, let's just change it to Reddit and wipe it and try it again.
Let's do that.
Because I think it's sort of working. That's good. So you got that. You were able to get that because the reason we didn't get that the first time was because we didn't have the correct pipeline hooked up to the right data source.
Right.
Well, now we're going to change this to Reddit.
Did you have a particular?
Just do http://reddit.com, and I didn't do the HTTPS just because I wanted to simplify it.
And we're just going to say one.
One, and then clear the data source, I guess. Yeah.
Let me just make sure that this.
So if it does it now, right? Yeah. It's so weird that it keeps.
What is?
Here, do this. Yeah, you're still in your.
Yeah. Okay.
You can still see.
Wow.
Where did it go?
Weird.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, can you at least? All right.
It doesn't do a space when you hit enter, does it? Like a normal terminal. Yeah. That's that silly web terminal.
Is it time?
We'll get better at this transitioning stuff.
Okay, so this is coming from.
The page could not be found. Interesting. So I wonder. So there you go. It says resource HTTPS www Reddit. So what did you type in for the domain? We did definitely got a callback from them. I wish we could see what the call was. What I kind of wish.
So I just put.
Let's make so let's make that S HTTPS just because it noticed that it did redirect to that, and then www.reddit.com.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to deal with any of the maybe the ID. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do you feel like the response is the response itself?
I think that's what. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So that would be like the entire JSON body with a response, right?
But see, I don't know. when you return, like when you display that, it came as a as JSON. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, so I've got it sort of in the Gitter channel. So it came back as bare, but is this entire thing a response?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not looking for response.
I
outside
hope
of here.
not, because that's what I was wondering that myself, but then you showed me that, so
Yeah.
it should.
Well, we'll change it back to this one. So let's clear it again.
Even if it's returning an error, that's what I'm just trying to
Clear the data source group.
Yes.
And then yeah. Insufficient variables.
What?
Well, it's telling us it's got insufficient variables, right? So here's the parameters we're passing right here, right? So you're not.
Oh.
That's some length.
Because ID is no longer URL for us.
No, it's not.
We need a URL.
What is ID?
I mean, wait, we're on a website. So yeah.
Well, you see, it's grabbing ID from
Give me a second. Okay, so that's just insufficient variables.
We've got the worst API that we're dealing with. I mean, it would seem that it's making a request to it, right?
Yeah.
Because then earlier it was saying something else to us, but now it's saying that insufficient variables.
Where is the ID? Okay.
Well, if we look, right, it's in the field mapping. So if we go here.
Let's see.
Oh, you want to see if you got some fields back?
I mean, that's the ID.
We'll scroll down to the bottom and see if we got those other fields back.
I
did. Okay.
That's it. So if we can get that, if we can get the proper response, so this is where I changed it to that name, but this is it. That's it.
And then it's saying there the page is too long to retrieve.
And that's exactly what the error message. That's
So
if we can get that to return back an actual message, then we'll change it to SM API underscore content.
I got you.
And it'll give us the content. But if it worked, then that's what we do.
Okay. Well, we're kind of running long on time. So what we'll do is we'll clean up this. Now I have a question for you. If we can turn back to our cameras.
Okay.
Actually, let's do this.
Okay.
So we can take all of this. We've been in the UI,
right?
But it's actually creating configuration files.
Okay.
So can we extract those configs and put them into the stream?
Yes.
Directory. Okay. So we can do that. Okay.
So we want to capture the data source, the indexing pipeline, and the query pipeline.
Sure.
Okay.
Even though it's broken, we're going to still put them in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll put a link to the stream. So what's going to happen is in future episodes that we do, is that we're going to all of this content goes into GitHub. So there's a link to the video, which is on YouTube.
Right.
And then there's the code. And then any supplemental stuff that we use, like if we fire up a Docker container or something like that in future versions, future episodes, we'll have all of those there for you so that you can pull those up. But for this week, because of where we got, this was our first attempt. We did a little bit of planning.
I had like the script that you had like, okay, we're going to do this.
Well, we'll get better, right? We'll get better at this. And so what we'll do is then, we'll throw all that stuff in there, and then maybe subsequent episode, then we can actually do that. So what I would say is, like, for you is to find things that you're interested in doing with this, and then we can do it on the show, and then I'll keep thinking up things, and then maybe we can go back and revisit them. So if we can get this working, which we will do, we'll go back and get this working.
Continued.
And then we'll show you that we got it working, and the next week we'll do something else different. So if you have a suggestion, hop in the Gitter account, the Gitter channel, which is under gitter.im/Lucid Laboratory. That's the URL for that. And you can go in there and request that we do an episode on whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you have some questions about how to use the product. Of course, if you're wanting to check out Fusion, you can go to lucidworks.com and download it. You do have to, it's a little registration wall that you fill out, but then you can download it and run it. But we also have in the Lucidworks/streams repo on GitHub, we have a script that will let you start it on Google Cloud.
Nice.
And later on, we'll have other scripts so that you can start whatever you want. You can start up an instance of Fusion, and it shouldn't be a lot of trouble. And later on, we'll have some Kubernetes scripts and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
So, and I would note that I'm really sort of the guest. Maybe Michael will be the host. So for now, we're the hosts. So thank you for your help today. I learned a lot.
I learned a lot too.
I appreciate it. And you guys take care. I'm Cordless.
I'm Michael.
And remember that Lucidworks, what we do is we make search self-aware.
Self-aware.
Self-aware. All right, you guys have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.